Well, you know what's coming up soon? Mother's Day! What was that? Well, that was strange. Yep, it's the most high-pressure holiday of them all. And if you're like me, you usually like to make Mother's Day gifts because it really, makes things special for the recipient. And so no matter who the mother is, there's certain things that they're always going to love. There's things that they can always use. Like, say you could make like a new broom handle for their broom. And maybe like a holder for dish soap and things like that. Anything that has to do with cleaning supplies is, really, you're gonna win the mark on that one. And hey, us guys don't have to be the only ones out in the workshop doing things. Take my wife, for instance. Hey, please, take my wife. Sorry. Let me show you a picture right here. So here's a picture of Kathy I took last week, and she's working on the lathe, and I'm not sure what she's making. I think she was making like an attachment for the vacuum cleaner or something like that. Or if you know a mother who's kind of the boring type and just is not into cleaning and cooking and that sort of thing, you could do one of these. This is what I made this week. It's a little teeny tiny box, and inside this box is a pair of earrings. I'll have to show these to you a little bit closer because it's so tiny. And if there's really one thing I know about women and girls, they really like things that are tiny. Okay. Alright, so here's a close-up of my little teeny tiny box with the teeny tiny lid, and it's got a little lip around it so it sets down in the top. The inside I have lined with black velvet, and well, there are a couple of earrings. So I'll be making all of this in one video. Well, I'm going to start this with this one board that is 3/16 of an inch thick, and it's about 1.5 inches wide. Now I'm just cutting 4 1.5 inch long pieces with 45-degree angles. So I've got all 4 of these pieces cut down, and I've cut out this little bottom piece, and really things this small, the only way I can get them to work is to get it close, and you can see that this is still not working out here. So I'll just take it over to the sander and just start sanding it down little bit by bit until I get it to fit. Well, it took a little bit of time, but I'm getting pretty close here. The only advice I have is to not be too aggressive with your sander. Just do little bit at a time until you get it close. And well, you can see right here it's not quite exactly right, so I'll still shave off a little bit more. So now it's just a matter of very carefully gluing everything together. And holding it together with rubber bands. Well, not like that. Like that. While that's drying, I cut out a little square piece that's going to be the lid. So using my straight bit on the router, I just eased up on the underside of the lid to get it to fit correctly. And if you'll notice, this is extremely thin lip on here. That's like a 32nd of an inch or something like that. So you definitely, if you're gonna make something this tiny, use hardwood. Pine just won't cut it. Alright, while the box is drying, I'm going to turn my attention to the earrings. And what I've done is I've planed a couple of pieces of purple heart down to, gosh, it's like 1/8 of an inch thick, very thin. And I'm just going to stick 2 of these pieces together using carpet tape. After making a lot of earrings, I've kind of discovered that really it's the simplest designs that really kind of look the classiest. I really just like to let the wood speak for itself. Well, now I can take these 2 pieces apart, and it's sometimes difficult to get them apart, but I use a razor blade and just pry them apart like that, and then I can peel off the carpet tape. really the key to making earrings is to make them smooth. So, you know, just takes a little bit of sanding and just round over all the edges. Well, I've removed the rubber bands from my box, and if you noticed before, the lid, well, you can see, well, like over here, it doesn't fit correctly. And the reason why is because this isn't exactly even. So I will sand all this off and make it smooth. And with my sander, I'm just easing over all of the sharp corners. A few coats of lacquer and the box is done, and my earrings are done, but you know, now I just need to put the hardware onto those. Let me show you what I've done for the inside of this box. You probably can't see it, but there's some black velvet that I have glued on the bottom. And then what I did is I took some velvet and I glued it just to a piece of cardboard and wrapped it around like this. And this will line the inside of the box, and all I'm doing is just stuffing it down in there, and it's just a nice pressure fit. I'm not even going to bother gluing that in. So, you know, that'll fit in just like so. The top will fit on like that. Here are the finished earrings with the hardware on it, the hook and loop, and you can pick those up at craft stores really inexpensively. I got them at Michael's and it was like $3 for an enormous package of those. Just for comparison, here's some earrings I made, I don't know, a while back, just a different design, and my wife actually put these together with the little, I don't know, bead in the center. So, you know, there's lots of different ways you can make earrings. Just have fun with them. Well, after completing all of this, I'm not so sure I want to use this box to hold the earrings because, I don't know, they just kind of get lost in there and you got to really just dump them out. I think an earring box should probably be not quite as tall and maybe a little bit wider. But as a tiny little box, I'm sure somebody can find something to do with that. There you have it, a couple of really simple Mother's Day gifts that you might think about making for that special someone in your life. Well, you can actually make them anytime, doesn't have to just be Mother's Day, or you can make them for yourself if you wear earrings. Visit my website, woodworkingformeremortals.com.